All right. Merry next day, Christmas. Day after Christmas. How about that? There was a bill that was passed in our Congress. Not passed. I'm looking for something here. But put out there, so to speak. It hasn't been voted on or anything yet. But interesting timing, March 2018, HR 5404. This is an interesting bill. It makes me, and someone had just emailed me this too, and I thought, you know what? It's time to talk about it. I think of Q asking what the answer was to the Fed, and their short answer was one word: gold. They also said, we know the Federal Reserve, is going to try to rapidly raise rates around March of 2019. Don't worry, we knew this was going to happen, and we've got a plan for it. Although I don't know if they used the word "I got a plan for it." They said something about expect some restructuring or something like that. So, Donald Trump's a gold man, not a Goldman like Goldman Sachs, but a gold man. He loves gold. Oh, and speaking of Donald, one of my kids got me this. One of me kids. One of me kids. Wrong. Hold on. Wrong. That's right, because you'd be in jail. Wrong. Yeah. Anyways. We know he's a gold man. The Q has already said the answer to the Fed is gold. So what is this HR 5404 that hasn't really gone anywhere? It was introduced or whatever, with no votes, it's just sitting there silently waiting, patiently waiting. In the House of Representatives, March 22nd, 2018, Mr. Mooney of West Virginia introduced the following bill, which was referred to the Committee on Financial Services. A bill to define the dollar as a fixed weight of gold. I love gold. I love the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture. So do we. Except me. I like me some silver too, a lot. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled. Section 1, findings. Congress finds the following. The United States dollar has lost, that's number one. Number one, the United States dollar has lost 30% of its purchasing power since the year 2000 and 96% of its purchasing power since the end of the gold standard in 1913. Because we've got a Federal Reserve, privately owned central bank, etc. That happened in 1913. And again, let me just throw this out there. 3 short years later, 1916, the income tax laws created. Anyways, number 2, under the Federal Reserve's 2% inflation objective, the dollar loses half of its purchasing power every generation, or 35 years. Number 3, American families need long-term price stability to meet their household spending needs, save money, and plan for retirement. 4, the Federal Reserve policy of long-term inflation has made American manufacturing uncompetitive, raising the cost of United States manufactured goods by more than 40% since the year 2000, compared to less than 20% in Germany and France. 5, between 2000 and 2010, United States manufacturing employment shrunk by 1/3 after holding steady for 30 years at nearly 20 million jobs. 6, the American economy needs a stable dollar, fixed exchange rates, and money supply controlled by the market, not the government. 7, the gold standard puts control of the money supply with the market instead of the Federal Reserve. Number 8, the gold standard means legal tender defined by and convertible into a certain quantity of gold. 9, under the gold standard through 1913, the United States economy grew at an annual average of 4%, 1/3 larger than the growth rate since then, and twice the level since 2000. 10, the International Gold Exchange Standard from 1914 to 1971 did not provide for a United States dollar convertible into gold, and therefore helped cause the Great Depression and stagflation. Number 11, the Federal Reserve's trickle-down policy of expanding the money supply with no demand for it has enriched the owners of financial assets but endangered the jobs, wages, and savings of blue-collar workers. 12. Restoring American middle-class prosperity requires change in monetary policy authorized to Congress in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 5 of the Constitution. Section 2, define the dollar in terms of gold. Effective 30 months after the date of enactment of this act. So let's think about that first of all. 36 months is 3 years. 2 years is 24 months. So we're talking halfway through, right? It'd be 2.5 years, 2.5 years from the date. So if we're in 2019, let's just pretend that this thing gets going. Oh my gosh, they passed it. Donald Trump signed it. What the hell just happened? January 2019. That means 2020 is 1 year. 2022 is 2 years, halfway through 2022. Just to give you an idea about this. Now, why would they need 30 months to do this? In my opinion, like you saw how fast they took us off the gold standard and put us on the piece of crap dollar. I mean, why couldn't we go back faster? Who knows? But anyways, this should be a fantastic start no matter what. So in terms of gold, effective 30 months after the date of enactment of this act. 1, the Secretary of the Treasury, in this act referred to as the Secretary, shall define the dollar in terms of a fixed weight of gold based on that day's closing market price of gold. And 2, Federal Reserve banks shall make Federal Reserve notes exchangeable with gold at the statutory gold definition of the dollar. So let's think about that. That means the Fed's neutered. Yeah, we still have a use for you. You can still work, but you're not setting policy anymore. You're not doing anything. You're not messing with interest rates, all that crap. I mean, I guess, and I haven't gotten to that part yet, if there isn't anything there, but our dollar's in trouble. Sure, we're going to have interest rates. It amazes me how, like the Muslim world, no, there's no interest rates. We don't charge interest. You guys get loans? Yeah, but there's no interest charge. It's like blasphemy for charging interest. I mean, again, I looked up my damn mortgage statement. You've paid $15,000 this year in interest. You've paid $8,000 in principal. Shouldn't those be swapped? Shouldn't I be paying $15,000 towards my damn principal in $8K in interest? And even the $8K, hey, what could you do with an extra $8K a year or whatever it was? I don't even know if that was for the full year or what the hell it was. I'll tell you the truth. Those numbers. It may have only been year to date. It wasn't like the full year. So, I mean, what could you do with an extra $8,000, in a few months, let's say, or several months, whatever it is, because it was year to date, but it wasn't for the full year. So it's like, what the hell? It's just ridiculous. Anyways, let me just continue reading this act, okay? Before I go sideways again and get on something that aggravates me. But it says here, the Secretary of the Treasury, in this act referred to as the Secretary, shall be the one who defines the dollar in terms of fixed weight of gold based on that day's closing market price of gold. Joe, what about, man? Thousands of dollars gold and $600 silver, man. What's up with that? Hey, man, how's that $600 silver going, man? Oh, don't worry. It's in the works. It's in the works. It's going to, I tell you, I believe Cliff High is going to nail that. Timing doesn't matter. It's not a timing thing. This isn't by this time, you're talking about a massive change in finance, the economy, our dollar. I mean, but as it said, not government controlled or Fed controlled, but free market controlled. In other words, no more manipulation. Let's just see what the market sets the price of gold at today. Do you have any idea what the price of gold would go to? I'm sure you probably do. It would go crazy. As soon as the manipulation stopped, it would skyrocket. I want to remind you something that Webot did say about that when this day comes, specifically silver. $600 an ounce silver was coming, according to the Webot. He said, you'll know we're starting to get, not that we're going to rapidly get there, but to that price, but you would start to see silver moving by $2 a day. Like, wow, not 10 cents, 15. Oh, well, it's up 30 cents today. Holy crap, it's 50 cents today. No. None of that. $2 in a day move, then $5 in a day move to keep going up until you will actually see $20 in a 24-hour period move in the price of silver. That doesn't mean it moves straight up $24. Again, just a market move throughout the day. That's still massive. And he says those days would be coming. So when you start to see that kind of weird volatility in the silver market, the price volatility especially, pay attention. Like I said, I had my silver. I never wanted to touch my silver. Dump it and get more crypto. Nope. I was happy with my crypto bag, happy with my silver. I just, my little safety net. I saved a guy's bacon the other day. He had a Trezor, and he went and did the update firmware, and it says, okay, put your seed code phrase back in, and he put it in, and it was like, nope, it's wrong. Nope, it's wrong. He tried left to right, up to down, the word didn't matter. I'm like, okay, send it to me in the mail with your key phrase, your seed. He did. He had like 400 something Litecoin on this particular wallet, and I think he had maybe a couple of Bitcoin. I don't even know. I think maybe he had something else on there too. But so I'm like, yeah, let me see what I can do. So I'm looking at all of his words, and I'm noticing he's capitalizing the L if there's a word that has an L in it. And there's only like 2 words that had an L, I think. And then I see a word that said side, but it had an L in front of it, so it was slide, S-L-I-D-E. But the L was not capital. And I thought, let me try this. How about side, S-I-D-E? Bingo, got it. I email him. You sick to your stomach over this, man? I'm just curious. He goes, man, I've already puked over this. Like, I'm hearing my wife screaming and yelling at me. I should have never done that, blah, blah, blah. All this money we put into it. Oh, good. I got you recovered. Got your coins. You're safe and sound. Go get another Trezor, and I'll transfer this one to you. How about that? Oh my God, Joe. Oh my God, thank you. He's like, dude, we're coming to Florida. My wife and I, we're coming to Florida soon. I'm gonna bring you a little sack of silver dimes. Pre-1965, 64, and all that. And I met him on my birthday. He happened to come by. So I said to me and my wife, let's just go meet him for dinner. We're going to do it anyways. And him and his wife, nice people. We met, ate dinner, it was good times. And he gave me a little sack of, nice sack of silver dimes. So I appreciate silver. I love silver. I love precious metals. There is going to be a use for them at some point in the future. Not right now. But again, now that Donald Trump's in the house, so to speak, I think it's coming. So let's finish this up. Federal Reserve, that's number 2, was Federal Reserve banks shall make Federal Reserve notes exchangeable with gold at the statutory gold definition of the dollar. Section 3, and this is the last little piece. Disclosure of holding. During the 30-month period following the date of enactment of this act, the United States government shall take timely and reasonable steps to disclose all of its holdings of gold, together with a contemporaneous report of any United States governmental purchases or sales, thus enhancing the ability of the market and of market participants to arrive at the fixed dollar-to-gold parity in an orderly fashion. Is this Bix Weir Grand Canyon gold stuff we're talking? This massive amount of gold? He who has the gold, the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. We may have more gold in this country than you can imagine. Here we are used to thinking, oh, the damn Fort Knox, they've sold it all. The criminal banksters got it. Well, I'm not so sure. We're going to find out, though, I suppose. But that's an interesting bill to just be sitting there waiting patiently out of nowhere. When's the last time you saw a bill like this come through? Never? Oh, pretty much. Again, everything's planned. Like I said, I know Gregory Manarino and Bitcoin Ben. They're like, oh my God, the signs, the markets, holy crap. And I said, look, you're right. I mean, you're right. What you're telling me is not a lie. Like, I'm with you, actually. But I said, Trump's in charge. I don't think we're going to have that kind of bad crash. My mom doesn't seem to think so. My mom, psychic mom. She said, yeah, we're going to see a dip, a noticeable move. But she goes, I don't feel like a crash is going to happen as long as Trump is in power. She goes, I don't see it for the remainder of this year. I don't see it next year. She's like, but that's what I get. I'm like, okay. And I believe it. Trump's in power. I just don't think Steve Mnuchin all of a sudden does a stupid tweet about he's calling the banks. What the hell was that about? Again, you think that guy just did that for fun? There's stuff happening behind the scenes. You and I just are not privy to this information. But yeah, I think it's going to ultimately be in our benefit. Again, because we got Trump in charge. If he wasn't in there, I'd be running for the hills along with Greg Manarino and Bitcoin Ben screaming to the top of my lungs, guys, make sure you got your silver and gold right now. Make sure, Things aren't going to go like they used to. I just don't think so. So, listen, fairness here, I could be wrong, and we could see one puking event. Because when I was talking with Greg, the first time, not the second time recently, he's like, we could see another. And before the words came out of his mouth, my mind heard 5,000 point drop in the Dow. And then he goes on, we could see another 5K drop in the Dow. I said, Greg, let me stop you. As you were speaking, I heard 5K in my mouth, in my mind. But yeah, he goes, yeah. He's like, see, he's like, it could be at least. He goes, but it could be at least 5. It could keep going. There's what's going to stop it? I'm like, I hear you. But yeah. So could we lose another 5,000? Holy crap! 26,000 down to 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, about 17. Is that a crash? From 26 to 17, that's a big move. But last time we were at 14K, it went down to 6,500, I believe. So at 7, that would be 50%. I think it went to 6,500, roughly. We'll just call it 7, whatever. So that entire market got cut in half. Well, 26 getting cut in half would be a 12,000. But again, I'd call that a crash personally, whatever. I'm just going to throw that out there, what my thoughts are. Dropping that much, hell yeah, that's a crash in my book. Is 25% a crash? Again, to some people, yes. To some people, no. But again, Trump's in charge. I think with 100% certainty in my mind, he's going to be doing the right thing. He has not strayed or swayed from the things he said he was going to do, and he's trying as humanly fast as possible, given the circumstances he's under. But we've got January right around the corner. The 3rd of January, Senate takes over. The 1st of January, his executive order takes place. The military court-martial tribunal thing. And he may be cleaning house and then implementing this thing because all these Democrats in Congress are finished. They're fired. They're resigning. They're in trouble, whatever. And we got to replace all these people with some good Americans who are America First people, not globalists like these freaking bastards. And the next thing you know, the bill gets put forward. Hey, let's go ahead and vote on that. Oh, all right. It voted. It passed. Although I think I'm here to tell you that even if that didn't happen with the Congress and all that, I think they all know what time it is. I think they would probably go ahead and pass it anyways, but remains to be seen. And I think I'm done talking. Take care.